Did you
bracket.
pick between Arjun and Nepo?
Yeah, I went with Nepo.
You went with Nepo.
Yeah, I'm not an idiot. Today we'll be doing our picks for the chess.com Global Chess Championship. David, are you ready? Do you have
I'm
your
ready.
bracket open?
I've
I
got the
will.
bracket open,
Cool.
and I already like clicked through a bunch of the round one matchups, which are, I believe, and we'll see if this is true or not, Kostya, but I believe that like the matchups get harder to predict as you go into later rounds. Like in the first couple rounds, most of the matchups look to me like they had a pretty clear favorite, and then you get into the second round and third round, and it'll be like, all people who have every reason to win, but they're playing each other and they can't both win. So
Yeah, really tough. Honestly, some of the first round matchups for me are tough as well. I'm
mm-hmm.
gonna put a link for everyone if you guys want to see more info about the tournament. You want to fill out your own bracket. Chess.com is doing this huge bracket challenge. I think there's a bunch of prizes. So if you want to participate, I've always loved bracket challenges. I think it's fun. I used to do them for like college basketball, even though
Mm-hmm.
I would watch literally zero college basketball up until March Madness, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, this is fun. let's do it." So um, yeah, let me switch over to the bracket here. Here we go. Okay, here we've got the bracket, and the way this works is that there's multiple groups. Yeah, each group has about 8 players, and so they're gonna keep playing against each other until there's just one winner from each group, and then the winners of each group will go up against each other, and so on and so forth.
Let me just mention about that cutoff at 8, I think, is when they go to a live final. So there'll be a break in the competition for maybe up to a month, 3 or 4 weeks or something like that, and then the 8 group winners will play the knockout. So it will follow this bracket, but just in terms of like understanding the situation, um, it'll be like a live esports event, and there'll been a break and a chance to prepare. So you can take that into account when making the quarterfinal predictions.
So this is the first group here. So David, what do you think is the hardest match to call here?
This bracket has actually the only first round matchup that I think is really hard to call happens to be in this bracket, and it's Lei Kwang Liam against Eric Hansen.
Absolutely, right? I mean, it's just like, oh man, that's a tough call. Anyways, I'm gonna get started here. You don't bet against Nakamura, so I'm just gonna do that.
Nope. Not until like the finals.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean it's gonna be tough to. I assume you also picked him.
I
You don't
did.
have to argue about that one too much. And then when it comes to Dominguez Shagayev, Shagayev I actually have a lot of respect for, especially in online chess. But yeah, a lot of these it's hard for me to choose pick against the favorite. So I'll go with Dominguez.
Mm-hmm. I picked Chigayev. I think that's the second closest matchup in all of round one. So that one I stopped and thought about for a while as well. So all the matchups that I actually thought about in round one were here, and Navarra versus Adams might be almost like the third closest of the matchups, the entire first round. Who
Yeah.
did you pick there?
Well, I'm picking now. So
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with David Navarra. In general, I'm definitely gonna have an age bias here. So if I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure, I'm gonna go with like the younger player if there's like a big difference. I just imagine the younger player has more experience with online chess. Yeah, Lekwang Liam against Hansen, man, it's such a tough call because Eric's so good in online chess, as is Lekwang Liam. Like I see him do really well in those like Chess 24 events.
Yeah.
So it's just very, very, very tough. I feel like most people probably gonna choose Eric, so maybe I'll go with Lekwang for this one. I'm gonna try to go against the grain. So we have Hikaru Nakamura against David Navarra. Oof, I love David. I think he's great, but yeah, Hikaru is Hikaru. Gotta
Uh-huh.
go with him. And then Dominguez against Lekwang Liam. Wow, again, super super tough. But I guess I'm going with guess I'm going with Liam here. I just feel like he has a little bit more experience than Dominguez in like these recent online events. I mean, I know Dominguez used to play all the time, like on ICC and stuff, but
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be a lot of gut feeling today, so,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm gonna go with Hikaru, and
Yeah.
then we'll come back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, I mean, Lei Kwang Lam has a chance. It's not like a normal Hikaru matchup where you don't really have to think. But if you think for a while, I mean, eventually you realize that Hikaru is still the favorite.
Yeah, and it is rapid chess, and I want to say if Hikaru does get upset by someone, in this field, it's because like, in rapid, there's still a lot of time, and so the speed I think is not as big of a factor as in like a blitz or a bullet match.
Right.
So I've definitely seen Hikaru, lose games in like the Pro Chess League that are like 10, 15-minute games because he messes up and then his opponent gets a big advantage and then converts. All right, next four. Yeah, another just like star-studded, star-studded field. We got Duda against Guha. Guha, I don't know too much about,
Hmm.
but clearly a strong online player. I feel like I might have heard his name once or twice or something. But anyway, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Duda for this first one. He's really good. And we have Wang Hao against Peter Leko. Oof, brutal. They're obviously both super strong, but Leko, I haven't seen him play that much online. Wang Hao, I feel like at least a little bit more. So I'm gonna go with the Wang Hao here. All right, next up we have Mamedyarov against Kovalev. This actually is very tough for me because okay, Mamedyarov everyone knows. Kovalev I think is lesser known, but he's super strong, and he often does well in like Title Tuesday events and like these online tournaments. So he's a beast. I don't know. I'm still gonna give it to Shaq because it is rapid chess, and I feel like he's the class will kind of show itself. But yeah, would not be honestly too surprised if Kovalov ends up winning this one. Okay, then we have Vidit Gujrathi against Alexei Sarana. Okay, Vidit has the classical edge, but Sarana is again really good in online chess. Does really well in like Pro Chess League, Title Tuesday. All these events. Um, Oh man, I got to go with Vidit though, because Vidit also plays a lot of online chess, and he's also so good. Then we have the next round here. So we have Duda against Wang Hao, Mamedyarov against Vidit. I'll go with Duda, because I think he's just super strong, and yeah, I feel like he's gonna go far. Then Mamedyarov Vidit, super tough. Mamedyarov has more experience. Vidit's younger. Mamedyarov's higher rated in classical chess, but Vidit is super good online. I'm not sure who's even higher rated in online chess. I'm gonna take Vidit over Mamedyarov, just because I feel like I need to throw in some surprise picks in here, because it's just never the highest rateds that go through. And so if your list just has all like the higher rated players, then yeah, it's like you got no chance. I'm gonna take Duda versus Vidit, and then yeah, I'll take Duda to advance to the next stage against Hikaru,
Yeah.
and then
I
we'll
want to
come
say this.
back. Call that
From my
match.
first look through the bracket, Sarana is the player under 2,700 with the best chance of winning their bracket.
Yeah, you might be
Like
right. I mean, he's super good.
his percent chance of getting through the bracket is, whatever it's going to be like 15% or whatever it is going to be the highest of anyone under 2,700. He doesn't have a 2,750 plus player who plays a ton online in his bracket, and he doesn't have like any rapidly improving kid. Um, I think he's got the easiest of the 8 brackets, period.
Okay, our next bracket here we have Wesley So against Dennis Lazovic, another really strong junior. Yeah, I'm definitely just gonna stick with the favorites for a lot of the first round here. So I'm going with So.
Yep.
Then we have Robson Ivanchuk, which is just like, yeah, fascinating matchup. Uh, I would really like to watch that one. Got to go with like the youth and the online experience here of Robson. So
Yeah.
I'll be picking him. I mean Ivanchuk, oh my god, I love him, but the dude flags in classical games, so it's like just not not a lot of faith.
Yeah.
But I would love to see him if he beats Robson. I mean, I would love to see that. I'm happy for him to bust my bracket. Okay, then we have Grischuk against Bach, another fascinating matchup. Got to go with Sasha here. He's been too good for too long.
Hmm. Well, the too long part's not necessarily an advantage, but I think the key factor is the gap. The gap is massive,
Mm. You mean the
right? Like the
gap
chess,
in?
like the chess class, right? It's not 30 points or 50 points where you can start to see a gap at 50, right? It's like 130 or something.
So you mean in classical chess,
Yeah.
right? No, I mean it's fair. I also feel like I don't know. For a lot of these players, because like Bach is obviously like a classical player. Like he's played like the Olympiad. He's played all these like tournaments. Waikanze. Like he's just got a ton of respect for Grischuk, right? Grischuk's a legend. So I just
Hmm.
feel like it's naturally hard to play against these guys that you just know are extremely good, not just in online chess, but in like classical chess as well. And so I feel like there's always that kind of like pressure. You're like, oh, I'm playing Grischuk, even though it's like a 15-minute rapid game. I mean, anything can happen. And I think Bach's chances are much better than in like a 4-game classical match.
Hmm.
But still, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. A lot of these players, it's just hard to forget who you're playing. Okay, then we have Zhang against Bordnik.
Yeah.
And yeah, Bortnik's just an absolute beast online, but this is rapid chess, so
Yeah.
I've got to give the win to Zhang.
Yeah. I mean, Jeffrey outclasses him in terms of chess level. And although Bordnik is somebody who's sort of like a super GM at Blitz and Bullet
For sure.
and has plenty of experience in rapid chess, Jeffrey has like crammed in a ton of these rapid chess events on chess.com, which were similar time controlled to the global championships, even if it's a different event. But in the rapid championships, he was like maybe the fourth total point getter over the course of the season. So yeah, Jeffrey's a real force. He's put in enough reps at this time control to be a clear favorite.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then we get these next matchups that are really tough. We got Wesley So against Ray Robson. These guys have probably played like literally 1,000 games against each other, whether it's like online. It's like they used to be roommates at like Webster's. It's just like
Yeah.
these guys. They played in like the Millionaire Chess Finals. I mean, oh man, so much experience.
Yeah.
Uh, feel like Wesley though, he's just too good. I'm sorry, Ray. I really like Ray, but yeah,
Love
Wesley's
Ray.
Wesley.
I'll be rooting for Ray probably,
But
but
you've picked
the gap
Wesley.
the gap's way too big. Yeah, sorry. I didn't even have to think about that one.
I honestly wouldn't be shocked. Wait, is Ray's under 2,700, right? Are you counting him in Serrana's
Yeah.
range?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I feel
And you
like
can
Ray.
see his odds are worse than Serrano's.
I I don't know. I'm not sure, but maybe.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway, I'm picking Wesley. Not super. And then Grischuk Zhang, I mean, super tough because I feel like there are times when Jeffrey is maybe even higher rated in like online blitz than Grischuk because he's definitely one of like the 3,000s.
Yeah. No, Jeffrey is strong enough. He's put in so many reps that, as I said, like I don't expect Bortnick to actually, be able to challenge him. It's more like could Jeffrey maybe challenge somebody higher rated than him? And I think he's good enough to make it close, but I still gave it to Grishuk.
I gotta go with Grischuk. I mean, it's just kind of like, yeah, I also have a lot of respect for these guys, so it's very hard for me to pick against them. But okay, I'll go with So and Grischuk in the final, and then for this one, I'm regretting doing this whole video because like this is so tough.
You had to make the picks at some point.
Oh yeah, it's just hard, you know. It's just hard.
Yeah.
Well, chat
But
is really
you're not supposed to win $100,000 for doing something easy.
that's fair, fair. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll go Wesley.
That's
Although
correct.
I'll
You won.
I'll be very happy to see Grischuk advance. Oh, oops.
Look at that. It was tough, but you won.
I did it. I made the right call. We have Caruana against Martin Kravtsev. I mean, strong GM from Ukraine, but yeah, Fabi is Fabi. I'm gonna go with him. Then we have Kirill Alexienko against Jose Martinez, and that's the famous Yospim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's super strong in these online events. Tough call. I mean, I think Fabi's winning against either of these players, so maybe it doesn't matter too much. Man, such an interesting match. You know, you just have like just Russian school of chess, Kirill Alexienko, just like classic player. And then you have Jose Martinez, you know, not nearly as high, I think, in classical chess, but just so strong online. And then you have this like format that's like it's not exactly blitz. Okay, I'm gonna go with Kirill because I feel like he also plays a lot of these events. He's not just purely a classical player, so I think he'll be the favorite here. Anyway, we'll get to it. So Andreikin against Aram Hakobian. You know, Aram's really strong, but Andreikin has been an online beast for years. In fact, I think there's a lot of people that view him as like a blitz specialist, despite being over 2,700 feet for many years.
Yeah.
So I'll go with him. I will take Fedoseev over Kamsky. Fedoseev just, I think, you know, younger, very proficient in these online games. So I don't know if he's gonna win, but I feel like he's a favorite. And then we got we have Caruana against Alexienko. Yeah, I think I'll go with Fabi here. He's also just like I feel like he's gotten a lot better as well in his speed chess. So I think he's hard to pick against Fabi. Then Andreikin Fedoseev for me honestly could go either way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's close to a toss-up in my mind as well. I spent a lot of time wondering on that.
My problem with Fedoseev is just he just feels like really, not really, but he feels more inconsistent than Andreikin.
A little
So
bit more, maybe, yeah.
I'm going with the experience over the youth for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And is that who you picked as well, David?
Let's see. You picked Andreikin, so did I, yeah.
Okay, and then we have Caruana against Andreikin. I'll go with Fabi for this one. I mean, I often root for Fabi, so yeah, it'll be really hard to pick against him.
I'm still working on this one.
Dang. Yeah, no, it's tough. It's super tough. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nepo, of course. He's just a big favorite. I assume you've done the same.
Nepo was easy, yeah.
And then we have the battle of the '90s legends, Svidler versus Shirov.
I mean, I'll just make this part easy for you, Kostya. I put Nepo all the way through.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Nepo,
I'll
Nepo,
be
Nepo. You know what I mean?
I'll be doing the same.
Yeah.
No, he's super good. I mean, no, he can win the whole thing easily. I'm gonna take Svidler over Shirov.
Mm-hmm.
Just feel like he's been around a lot more of these like online events lately, and yeah, somehow I feel like
I penalized the other Peter as well. You know, both Peters. I put them down for commenting. It's not playing.
Mm-hmm. But did you go with Shirov?
Yeah, I went with Shiro.
Oh, interesting. Cool. Okay, then we have Rajabov against Ho Yifan. Ho Yifan actually I saw just recently was playing like the Chinese club championship or something, playing some rapid chess, doing well. So that was
Yeah.
interesting. But Tamor, okay, he's just too strong.
Yeah.
Gonna go with
Clearly.
him. And then, yeah, super interesting matchup. Arjun Arigaisi against David Paravian. Both just like young, really talented. Haven't reached their full potential yet. Um, but Arjun has been taking off like a rocket. And so it's just really, yeah, really tough to pick against Arjun right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it with a click. You're just going to be wrong. So,
Yeah, very, very, very likely. I guess not that hard. Um,
yeah.
Fabi actually picked him as like the most promising of the Indian juniors, if he had to pick one. The next match is here. So yeah, Nepo Svidler. I mean, fascinating matchup, but Nepo is kind of leading here on a lot of fronts.
Yep.
And then Rajabov against Arjun. Yeah, brutal, but yeah, I got to go with Arjun. I just feel like, you have Prague that's like going up against Magnus now. So Arjun against Tamor, maybe not so crazy that Arjun wins that one.
Not remotely crazy. I didn't give it two thoughts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Changing of the guard. And then we have Nepo against Arjun. I really hope we see this matchup. I think that would be fascinating. But yeah, got to go with Nepo to win. Okay, next bracket. Chad is telling me is super competitive. I believe it. Although for me, it's not.
Well,
It's not the most competitive
did you
bracket.
pick between Arjun and Nepo?
Yeah, I went with Nepo.
You went with Nepo.
Yeah, I'm not an idiot.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. I also went with Nepo.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I remember thinking about this bracket. This is the first bracket where I think I'm not picking the top seed to go through because I remember looking at this one and being pretty clear about who I'm picking here. But first we have Anish Giri against Ju Wenjun. Got to go with Anish. Just too much class.
Yeah.
Um, Topalov against Ronak is a crazy match. It's just like two players that are just like, yeah, so very distant. Um, really, really tough, but Ronak just so much more online chess than Topa.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I think I got to start giving it to these kids. So I'm gonna go with Ronak for this one.
I did too.
It's just brutal. I mean, yeah, 2006 me is like going insane. Like how is this possible? But okay, it's a different game now. Then we have Vichy against Pankratov. And Pavel, I mean, he's very strong. I see him doing well in these events, but I feel like Vichy, I mean, he's played his fair share of online chess, and I think in Rapid he's still a clear favorite for me. And then we have Noterbeck against Gelfand. So yeah, I mean, this whole bracket is just one big.
Which which by the way is the answer to the question Drittman just asked. I don't know if he was just scrolling like reading your screen as he asked this question, but biggest age gap of any of the matchups he asks,
Mhm.
that's going to be Gelfand versus Noterbeck.
Yeah, definitely seems that way. Um, so yeah, I'll go with Noterbeck here. I mean, he's young, he's strong, he's the world rapid champion. Okay, then we have Giri against Sadwani. I think I'm gonna go with Giri here. I feel like he
Yeah.
doesn't always beat these juniors. I remember he lost this match to Prague recently, or maybe even a couple matches. So he's not invincible. But I do like Giri here. And then we have this fascinating match that everyone's very excited for: Vichy against Noterbeck.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh,
Ooh la la.
that'll be absolutely fascinating. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Noterbeck. I just think He's hungrier. In fact,
Nice.
if it wasn't clear, I'm probably picking Norderbeck in this whole group.
It's tough. It's tough to go against Anand and then Geary.
Yeah, yeah. Can you imagine you have Giri, Topalov, Anand, and Gelfand in the bracket, and then you don't pick any of them? Crazy, crazy. But I feel like if I bet against Norderbeck, he's gonna win. So might as well just pick him since he's gonna win anyway. Next one also fascinating group to me. You got Ding Liren, got Esipenko, got Kramnik, and you have Nihal Sarin as the top seeds here. Okay, Ding Liren going up against our friend Min Lei,
Yeah.
who's incredibly strong, but I'm sorry, he's not Ding Liren strong. So I'll go with Ding. Then we get Esipenko
Esipenko.
against Amin. Yeah, Esipenko, he's got both the rating and the age. So I'm going to go with him. Though Basim Amin, super, super strong. All right, then Kramnik against Hrant. Actually, this is a tough call for me. Obviously, I have a great deal of respect for Kramnik, but his escapades in online chess have not gone lost on me, and I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Melkumian, he's like playing like every title Tuesday. He plays lots of online chess. Very, very experienced. Super, super strong. And he's just like a good blitzer in general.
Mm-hmm.
Kramnik is of course Kramnik. Yeah, I just don't see him like really, really crushing it in with the rapid chess. So this is tough. I don't think Kramnik's gonna get flagged. He's got the 2 second increments.
Yeah.
I'll go with Kramnik. I feel like 15 minutes is enough for him, but this is honestly really tough because I feel like Haran is quite good. All right, and then we have Nihal against Raf Mamadov. Mamadov, yeah, I've seen him play. He's incredibly, incredibly strong, but yeah, Nihal is just shooting up constantly. And Nihal's like, yeah, one of the top online players.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see Roth winning this one. It is a rapid match, but yeah, I got to go with Nihal here. Then Ding Liren against Esipenko. I'll go with Ding. Too good, too fast. And then we have Kramnik against Nihal. Another fascinating matchup. Really, really tough. Kramnik, he probably worked with Nihal at some point because I remember he was visiting India and like working with their juniors.
Mm-hmm.
So undoubtedly Nihal has a ton of respect for the legend. It'll be hard for him to like, in my opinion, to really have his like killer spirit going.
Right.
But the way things have been going, the Olympiad this whole year, it's just the juniors are taking over. That much is clear. So I'm gonna go with Nihal. And then okay, the final here is gonna be Ding Liren against Nihal. And I'll take Ding.
Yeah. I had a hard time with that one, but I also went with Ding.
And we have, yeah, actually what I would say is another very, very competitive bracket. And just one of the most interesting first round matchups for me is his matchup with Aronian against Theodoro.
Mm.
Because Theodoro, for people that don't know, he's been going up in classical chess for like nonstop for a while. A year, 2 years ago, he was like an IM with like a 2,500 rating. He just immigrated to the U.S. From Greece, and then he just started performing really well in all these open tournaments. And then recently, he got the gold medal for board 4 in the Olympiad, which is not easy, but he had like an amazing score there. And he's just like a great online player. So, but I don't know. Levon is Levon. Levon also has had kind of a rough time lately in chess. He hasn't been doing well. So this could easily be an upset easily. But is it going to be one? I don't think so. I think Levon's too good.
Correct.
All right, next up we have Paco Vallejo against Montlikov. Yeah, actually another super tough call. This reminds me of like the World Cup matches when they have like number 63 against 64. They're just like super close.
I didn't have as much trouble with this.
Really? Oh. Because for me, it's, I mean, Motlikov's not super young. He's younger than Paco, but Paco's so good. This is really tough. I'm going to go with the Russian guy for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Is that who you picked?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got everything in his favor, right? He's younger, he's Russian. Also, he's played more in these different chess.com rapid chess championship and similar events at this particular time control.
Fair enough. Okay, then we have MVL against Iturrizaga. Iturrizaga, really strong, one of these like online players, but yeah, MVL
Mm-hmm.
is also playing tons online and doing really well.
Yeah.
And then Sevian against Rasmus. Yeah, both super talented. I just feel like Sevian, to me, it seems a little bit stronger, a little bit high rated. So I'll be choosing Sam here. Big Sevian fan. Okay, then we have Aronian Motlikov. Motlikov defeated Aronian in a World Cup a couple years ago. But this is online chess where their ratings are perhaps even closer. I'll go with Levon, and I'm going to go with MVL.
Mm-hmm.
Just going with the favorites for this one. It would be kind of cool to see Levon against Sevian. That would be the equivalent of like a Vichy against an Indian junior matchup. We have Levon MVL. I'll go with MVL. I think he's feel like he's just to me, he just seems a little bit more on top of things.
Yeah, I've got nothing to add about this group. You got it all.
Nice. All right, Hikaru against Duda. Ooh, I was really pulling for Duda, but he's going up against Hikaru in round 4. You know, I could see him winning this match. I'm gonna pick Duda. Whatever. YOLO. Duda it is.
Could happen.
Choosing Duda. Because it is rapid chess. It is 15 plus 2. And I think he has much better chances in the rapid, maybe compared to a blitz match. And then we have So against Caruana. That's tough. Somehow I feel like So's the favorite, but let me go with Fabi. I'm picking against all the favorites here.
Interesting. Waited to the till the final knockout to just go haywire.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've run out of all the decision-making willpower I have. So just
I think that like little hipster piece of your psyche just couldn't accept picking any more favorites to win matches.
well, I often go with the favorites, and it's like it just never works out. Like, take any FIDE World Cup, you know, you have Magnus like losing in round 3, like Levon losing in round 2. I mean, it's just like crazy, and that's classical chess.
There will always be some upsets and some surprises.
Absolutely.
But if you just picked a bunch of like random upsets, normally you'll pick the wrong upsets. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you tried picking a lot of upsets, you would mostly get them wrong.
Right. I guess that's one strategy. Just pick all the upsets, and then whenever one of them hits, you can just crop that one section of your bracket.
Yeah.
Like, I picked this one.
Again, I'm a big fan of Noderbeck, but it was a close call for him to squeak by Anand and Giri. I mean, both of those are like basically 50-50 matchups for him. He's not like a big favorite against either of those players.
Right, and he has to also kind of beat Gelfand first, which, okay, I think he's a favorite there, but like how many legends does this kid have the stomach for?
Big stomach. He's got a month to digest.
Jesus Christ. He has to throw out all his chess books that feature the games of these players.
Yeah.
No, I'll
But I
go with
guess
Nepo.
Lionel's
Yeah.
right. We can consider Nodierbeck to be the World Rapid Championship champion, but Nepo is the chess.com Rapid Chess champion. Maybe it does matter if they're using a board. I'm gonna go with Nepo. I think
Same.
Nodierbeck winning the World Rapid Championship, it was not like an outrageous fluke, but it was a bit of an upset result, right?
Yeah, and I mean
Nepo
he.
is just, I mean, he's on the best form of his life, period. I mean,
Mm,
he's absolutely at the current peak apex of his entire chess career.
yeah, no, I've been really impressed with his play. I mean, I remember being super impressed with the first half of the 2020 candidates. When he was leading the first half, then he like lost to MVL, and he was like tied for first when they took a break for the pandemic. And I remember just being just so impressed with this play because he was always just like a really sharp, dynamic player, playing like the Scotch and all these like really sharp openings, very tactical. Then all of a sudden he's now winning these technical end games in really nice style. Like he beats Geary with black, like really technical. And I thought his recent game from the Singfield Cup against Faruja, I don't know if you saw that one, but he won like an equal rook end game with 4 pawns each, where
Yeah. I saw it.
he was, he was better and he kind of went into this position thinking he was better. Faruja thought he's like absolutely fine, but I mean, totally like misevaluated the end game. And it was just a very clean. And then Faruja singled out that game because, of course, he won the event, but he said like that was a very well played game by Nepo. So yeah, he's just been very, very impressive. The only player that doesn't make him look impressive is Magnus, which is quite interesting. All right, I'll take him over the superstar Noterbeck, and then Ding Loren MVL. I remember actually watching these guys play here in St. Louis at the Spice Cup years ago when they were both like 2680. They like weren't 2700 yet.
Wow.
Or maybe they were, but they were like 2710. They weren't like the top of the top. I remember them playing like some fascinating because it was the Spice Cup. It was like this open tournament, but then there was like a closed section with like Ding Loren, MVL, and like a couple other really strong players. Wesley So might have been in that tournament. It's like really, really. Anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Ding here. I mean, I really just want to see a Nepo Ding rapid bat. I think that would just be fascinating.
I think there's a pretty decent chance you'll get to see that.
And then we have, right, so I already picked Duda to make it to the finals. We have Nepo Ding for me in the semis. I'm going to go with Nepo for this one. So I'm taking Duda versus Nepo in the finals. Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely could be off base here. Somehow I just feel like Nepo has Ding's number. Like he beat him in both candidates, the last two.
Mm-hmm.
And I also remember, gosh, this could be way wrong. I remember this match between Russia and China where it was like a 4-player match. I think it was a rapid match. And the way it worked is like if you win, it's like the board fours play. And then if the board 4 wins, whoever wins, they play the board 3 of the other team. And then if they just keep winning or they keep going until all the players are knocked out. And I remember like the Chinese team was doing really well. Like it was like their board 3 against Russia's board 1, who I believe was Nepo. And on the Chinese side, it was like all their top guys, like Yu Yangyi and like Ding Liren and whoever else. If I remember correctly, I remember Nepo then just winning the match for the Russian side. He just beat one after the other in the rapid, and then ends up. I could be wrong. Could have been different players.
Uh-huh.
But that
It could have
stuck
been the
out.
Pandas versus the Eagles in a Pro Chess League match.
It was definitely not that, but
Okay.
it was a similar format. It was, I think, over the board chess. I don't know what's happening in their World Championship match, but I don't know in this one online match, I'll take Nepo. And you? Not so easy, huh?
You're convincing me. I guess you're helping me out here. I didn't know who to pick.
Nice.
Okay, I'll take Nepo. Thanks to Kostya.
So your final is So against Nepo.
Yeah.
All right. So Nepo, who we both thought was gonna tank the latest candidates, ended up winning. Now we're like, he's definitely in the finals for this event.
Yeah. He's been playing well since the World Championship match. I thought he played well in the World Championship match. Just some bad opening choices and Magnus being really good.
And then we have okay, for me, Duda Nepo in the finals.
I think if Magnus wants to get to 2,900, he should have played the World Championship match with Nepo again.
Yeah. But did he gain points in the last one?
Oh yeah.
He did? Well, I don't know. It's a lot of time for him. Okay, I'm yeah, really not sure, but you just gotta go with the gut. The thing about these predictions, guys, you need to understand is that none of this is all that scientific, and no one is actually confident in their picks here. There's just too many. There's just too much chance for anyone to be confident, like actually confident that they are going to be predicting a lot of these matches correctly. Which means it's all
There are
about
a few matches I was pretty confident in.
a few matches. Yeah, yeah, but like, the odds that anyone like that we have a perfect bracket, like going into the finals, I think is like astronomical, right? Like for anyone to have a perfect bracket. Which means it's all about fun. It's all about just making your picks because no one really knows what's going to happen. I'm picking Nepo to win it all because he's really good when he's not facing Magnus, and Firouzja's not playing either. So I mean I don't know if he's like better or worse than Firouzja, but Firouzja's not playing. So
Yeah.
I'm going with Nepo.
Me too.
Wow.
I got Nepo as the tournament winner.
Jeez. So this is our apology for not picking him for even the top 3 in the candidates.
Yeah.
Insane. So, okay, you're taking Nepo over Wesley So.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta complete the prediction down here. All right, here we go. Select the
Nepo's peaking
tournament
a little
winner.
bit late in life. Isn't that interesting, Kostya?
He is. He is. I hear speculation that it's because he quit playing video games a couple years ago and started focusing on chess like really seriously,
Mm.
which is it's not crazy. I often hear that like Kramnik, gave up like drinking and smoking and he became a much stronger player like at a later age. So it seems very plausible. Okay. I think that's gonna do it. Well then, I learned a lot about myself today during these predictions. Going into it, I did not think I was gonna pick Nepo as the winner. Just so many
Mm.
good players. But then somehow I had Naka losing to Duda, and then once Naka is out, then it's anyone's field.
Yeah, I knew that Naka would be one of the favorites, but I think I had an inkling that like when it came down to it, I might be going with one of the World Championship participants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Who
really
knows?
believe in how good they are.